Welcome friends to another video. This week we're talking filters. Freewell's M2 Magnetic Filters. What I like about them, what I think could be improved, and if they're right for you. So let's go. If you're new to photography and wondering why you'd want to use filters or what purpose they serve, think of neutral density or ND filters and CPL or circular polarizer filters as giving you more control of light and glare respectively. For example, you can create longer exposures and make creative images like this with ND filters. Or by using CPL filters, you can reduce glare and reflections. In this image, I suppressed reflections on the water and cut through to show the rocks in the river. CPL filters also work well for popping clouds for more contrast and better definition. You rotate them to give more or less of an effect, giving you more control while on location for better exposure decisions and artistic license. The M2 kit is Freewell's successor to their popular M1 magnetic quick system released in 2019. Both kits are similar and are compatible with one another, so you can use what you already own. Honestly, I love this kit. It's lightweight and easily packable with the included case. You can buy it in a 3-pack, a 5-pack, or a la carte, but you'll spend a bit more if you build out your kit that way. When ordering, you'll choose the ring size that matches your lens's ring thread. Freewell has a full list of additional rings to fit all your lenses, and of note, they were the world's first to create magnetic step-up rings, so you don't need 2 rings, which also protrude your filters and can cause vignetting at ultra-wide focal lengths. I recommend the 5-pack kit, and you'll be pleasantly surprised how well these are priced. I've been using Freewell filters for many years now, and the quality to cost ratio has always impressed me. You're not going to break the bank like some other competitors, and yet you're not going to feel like you have an inferior product. These are quality built CNC aluminum filters with good glass that hasn't let me down yet. Setting up your lens for magnetic filters is as easy as screwing on the magnetic ring. You can permanently keep this ring on your lens and still use your lens hood and the lens cap. I plan to purchase a magnetic step-up ring for all my lenses, making for a convenient and quick way to swap filters without having to remove the ring and mount it to another lens. Freewell did a thing. It's so simple and satisfying. They labeled their filters with the ND rating, but also included the stop value. And for me personally, other than an ND 1000, I never seem to remember how many stops, say an ND 64 or ND 8 is. I can now see the stop value, and that's a wonderful thing. So, for example, when I vision a scene, I think to myself, this needs 10 stops of light, hence a 10-stop filter. I don't say to myself, this needs an ND 1000. Having that vision and then creating it, capturing those moments is exhilarating. And as you can see here, even with inclement weather, you can make beautiful photographs. The CPL filter will give you about a stop and a half of light, and sometimes that's all you need for a long exposure with the CPL effect. While these filters can be stacked, like anything in life, too much of something will have an adverse effect. If you stacked multiple ND filters and a CPL, you'll most likely reduce sharpness, cause some vignetting, and introduce some color cast. Although I've used an ND and CPL filter stacked without any significant noticeable differences, as seen in this image at Saguaro National Park. To rotate the CPL, you simply grasp it and rotate. Unlike traditional CPL filters, there are no moving parts on this CPL. It doesn't spin by having 2 parts. The magnet keeps it attached while you rotate it against its normal friction. As with any filters, I do advise to rotate in a clockwise direction. By rotating in a counterclockwise direction, you risk the filter thread loosening. These filters will work with your lens hood on. However, the CPL might be difficult to rotate depending on the size of your lens hood. I'm just going to say you can't easily adjust the CPL when the lens hood is on. It would be better to attach the CPL, dial in your preferred settings, then attach your lens hood. And always remember, if you're shooting a landscape orientation and then decide to shoot a portrait orientation, you'll have to readjust the CPL to get the same results. I should mention, the case is a great size and design. I absolutely love it. It's all I bring when I'm traveling now. It fits easily into your pack, and it's quite a joy to use. Very functional and ergonomic. The accordion effect makes for an easy grab without the filters being too close to one another. There's room for a cleaning cloth as well. So, what can be improved for this kit? While I feel this is a fine product, especially for the price, I'd like to see the labeling on the filters a little larger. I know there's limited space here, and not everyone will have this problem, but sometimes I have to take a double look to make sure I'm grabbing the correct filter. Speaking of grabbing, I'd love to be able to reach in and grasp the filter by its rim rather than pulling from the top edge. I find that I'm holding the case in one hand with my chosen filter in the other, and no confident way to mount the filter with concern of dropping it. First world problems, I know, but there's always room for improvement. Another gripe I have is the UV filter. In fact, let's just throw this aside and find a drawer where it can live out the remainder of its life. I don't use them, I don't care for them, and technically, when you do use them, you're already stacking 2 filters. So, this frees up a slot in your tidy case. But also consider, you can safely stack filters to store in one slot and free up space for additional filters, say like the glow mist or the blue streak if that's your thing. I almost forgot to mention the magnetic lens cap. This is an improvement over version 1, which didn't even have this option. I've heard mixed reviews about its functionality, but let's just make it simple. I'd rather have this option than not. You don't have to use it, but it's there if you'd like to. This can be helpful for mounting filters without having to remove your lens hood. I also find that it offers better stability when handling your filters. Magnetic filters are quirky things. It's easy to fumble and drop a filter because you're, in a sense, fighting tension of the magnetic field that's working for you and against you. This ring slips over my finger and gives me another layer of support when handling these filters. All that said, I really like this kit. It's a great size for travel and easily packable. I am an affiliate, and by using my link by either scanning this QR code or clicking the link in the description, I'll get a small percentage of the sale, and you'll be helping support the channel, which would be most appreciative. Consider opting into my newsletter where I offer pro tips and any discount deals that are passed on to me from my viewers. You'll also be the first to know about upcoming workshops and photo tours if you'd like to travel with me for some wonderful adventures. And if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments, which also help other viewers and encourage conversation, and by which we all learn. Feel free to contact me for inquiries or any other questions that I might be able to answer for you. All right, thanks everyone. Get out there in nature and have an experience. Capture those moments. And we can see the moon coming in from the lower right-hand side about 5 o'clock, and it looked pretty cool.